I've discovered a glitch in the LinkedIn algorithm. It's a way to force LinkedIn to show your content to thousands of potential clients, and it's all about exploiting how LinkedIn treats comments. See, LinkedIn's algorithm has a weakness. When it sees a lot of people commenting on a post, it begins to think that that post is going to go viral. And so in response, it pushes that post to more people who also make more comments, which then LinkedIn pushes further, and it creates this endless cycle of visibility. Now, I know this because I've tested it across hundreds of accounts. I've generated thousands of leads using this one simple trick. In fact, one of our clients used this to book in 20 calls in around 48 hours after a single post. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to exploit this algorithm's weakness to make real money on LinkedIn. So first, let me show you what this trick is. Now, it took me hundreds of hours to actually work out how to do this type of post in order to go viral and in order to book calls for my clients and for myself. Now, what it requires is that we need our potential viewers, our potential clients on LinkedIn to be commenting on a post. Now, how do we encourage comments on a post? There are many ways we can get them to comment because they're enjoying the post, because they're disagreeing with the post, but both of those ways are hit and misses. They don't always work. So we were in search of a method that consistently allowed us to generate hundreds, if not thousands of comments on our posts on LinkedIn, and we have found it. Now, this is the lead magnet post. A lead magnet post is when you create a valuable resource. So valuable, in fact, that a user scrolling on LinkedIn would see that resource, be like, damn, I want that thing right now because it solves my pain point, and they would stop whatever they're doing, they would head over to the comment section, add a comment, send you a connection request, all in exchange for them getting that resource for free. So naturally, you might be thinking, what does this resource need to be? What does it need to look like? What do I need to say? I'm going to go through all of that with you in this video. But first, let me show you what you should not do, because that would absolutely kill all chances of virality and all chances of booking calls from this post. The common mistake is the lead magnet trap, and it's because people don't quite understand what a good lead magnet is. Now let's think about this. A good lead magnet, a good resource that people are willing to stop whatever they're doing and comment for, has to be extremely valuable. And extremely valuable things typically solve pain points. So let's think about this for a second. If you were to give away a lead magnet that said, here's some top 10 tips to going big on YouTube, it's probably not going to get much reach and much virality because it doesn't really solve a pain point. But if we were to give over 100 thumbnails as a swipe file that have been proven to work in the SEO niche that have shown to generate clients, you're more likely to comment if you are someone in the SEO niche who wants to get clients, because we're solving a pain point with an awesome resource. And this is the big mistake people make. They make lead magnets that, unfortunately suck. They're not actually great. They're not very helpful at solving pain points. They're not very actionable. Now, this is really interesting. Your lead magnet should feel actionable. It shouldn't be something that requires a huge amount of work to implement. It should be something like a checklist, a swipe file, a spreadsheet calculator, a guide, something that is easily consumed, easily ingested, easily learned, and then easily implemented. And then finally, it should be something that is actually so valuable that if you weren't able to get it for free, you would have paid $100 for it. Now, if you're able to get that all right, you have a very good chance of going viral, just like we do on all our accounts. Now, I know this because I've literally created over 30 plus lead magnets in my own business. And when I was creating these lead magnets, I was testing out loads of angles, loads of hypotheses, loads of ideas, and I always found that the lead magnet that was the most actionable and that solved the biggest pain points of my clients seemed to go viral the most. So let's make this really tangible right now for you. If you are a cold email agency, could you give away cold email scripts that have high response rates and would help the people looking at that lead magnet book in more meetings because their pain point is not having enough meetings? If you are an SEO agency, could you give away a guide on how to optimize your existing blog pages in order to rank higher on Google? Because again, that's the pain point. If you are a business coach and you help people grow their business, is there some sort of template dashboard exercise that you can give away that would help people see instant results in their business and get more clarity? If you are a career coach, could you give away a CV template that would help people write better CVs that would help them land better jobs? If you are a lawyer, could you give away a legal pack of templates that would help people write better contracts for their vendors and for their team? You see, every single niche has something you can give away. And after working on 100 plus accounts, I guarantee that I could find at least 5 viral ideas in your niche that we could give away as a lead magnet to go viral. Now here's the real trick to exploiting a LinkedIn lead magnet post. So there are 4 parts to your lead magnet post that are very correlated to its success. And if you get all of those 4 right, you have a viral post. The first part is the hook. The hook is the first 3 lines, and typically you have a line of text, a blank line, and then a line of text. Now, what do you put in those lines of text in order to get maximum results? Essentially, you say, I did something amazing with this resource, now you can have it for free. We had a post literally just go viral quite recently, and ironically, it was also about lead magnets. And the hook was, I booked 268 calls in the last 90 days with lead magnets, get the 16-page playbook for free. Now, think about that for a second. In the hook, we're showing some huge claim that is true, and we're giving it away for free. And that contrast and that idea creates a lot of intrigue and curiosity for the reader. Now, as you scroll through the post, the next big section that is the most important section is what we call the value stack. And in the value stack, we say exactly what's going to be inside this resource, and we try to make it as detailed and as enticing as possible. So in this one, for example, we said it was a step-by-step playbook to create and ideate high-performance lead magnets. It was a how to run a niche viral lead magnet, get calls booked. Our number 1 highest performing lead magnet post structure, which I'm going through with you right now, how to maximize the virality of your lead magnets, the analysis of the top performing lead magnets, how the LinkedIn algorithm works, and a 7-point lead magnet checklist guide. We gave away all of this for free, and it's incredibly value. And because we're doing a value stack, every bullet makes this resource seem even more crazy and even more awesome. And what it's doing is it's increasing the reward for the user, and that reward is always going to be higher than the cost or the energy or the time it takes for them to leave a comment. Next part of the lead magnet post structure that is incredibly important to getting results is the call to action. So at the end of a lead magnet post, you're going to notice they all say roughly the same thing, and it basically says, in our case, all you need to do is drop a comment, send me a connection request, and I'll get it over to you ASAP. What we're saying is, if you do these 2 actions, in exchange, you get this resource. And remember, going back to the start of this video, the whole point of getting the comment is to favor the LinkedIn algorithm, to exploit that weakness, and to trigger a virality chain. Those 3 points are enough to go viral, but the 4th point, I find people always seem to get wrong, so I'm going to spend a little bit of extra time with you on it. And it is the GIF, or the proof, or the image, or the media asset associated with that lead magnet. Now, it's very important, in my opinion, that the image that you have on your lead magnet post directly backs up any claim that you make inside the hook and clearly shows what the user is going to get. We need to make it as tangible and as real as possible. So for us, we simply like to do GIFs. So we like to have a GIF which basically shows the title of the lead magnet, the result or the proof of the claim that we made. So in this case, we said the title was How I Go Viral on Demand. We gave proof with a Calendly screenshot that we actually booked that number of calls as we had just described in the post itself. And then we scroll through the lead magnet to show that, hey, this is indeed a 16-page playbook. So everything we've said in the hook is now backed up completely. Now, most people get this wrong, and I believe that's the difference between a lead magnet going viral or not, because they're unable to actually visually show how tangible and how real this resource is, and that people are not basically getting scammed out of a comment. And if you do all of these things right, a user will comment, and typically that starts the comment cascade, which then starts bringing in more impressions, more reach, and gets you in front of the feed on more and more users. Now, here's the question. We're getting in front of all these users. They're seeing us. It's going outside of our first degree connection. It's going to our second and third degree. New people are becoming aware of us who were never aware of us before. They're getting their hands on our resource that we're sending to them over via DMs. But how do we convert this into new revenue for your business? So let's convert these commenters into clients. Now, the very first thing we want to do when we have these streams of comments coming in is that we want to distribute that resource as fast as possible possible to the people that are commenting, to give them the value back and to show to the algorithm and to other people that we are actually delivering on our promise. So we would be taking those comments coming in, accepting those connection requests, and sending them the resource over LinkedIn DMs. Now, typically the script I like to use is I like to say, thanks for commenting, here's the resource, and then I ask them a question about their business. And the question I want to ask about the business is designed to get a response in order to move the conversation forward and to have a potential conversation that is more sales related. So let's say, for example, you're a business coach. You might send a DM that says, hey, thanks for commenting. So you acknowledge that they've commented. Here's the resource, and you give a link to the resource. And then you say, how are you dealing with problem, for example? And it could be a relevant problem to their niche, to that type of business. And you have this, generally speaking, the same message for everyone. Now, what this does is people that respond to you are almost self-qualifying. They're ready to speak to you, they trust you, they've got the resource from you, and they indeed have that problem, a pain point. And so we've self-qualified potentially 100 to 1,000 comments into a smaller batch of people that are ready to have a conversation with you. Now, let's say that's 10% of people that are ready to have a conversation with you. We then have a back and forth in the DMs where we qualify, we probe, we ask them questions, we try to be helpful, and we try to convert that conversation into a booked call. And typically what happens when someone gets a resource, they don't even need to go into the DMs with you. If you set up your lead magnet correctly at the beginning, and inside the actual resource you might have included a bunch of call to actions to book in with you and book a call and take a step further, they will naturally book in themselves. And some people just need a bit of hand holding, a bit of guidance to book in the call over the DMs. So if you're able to book the calls in the DMs, you add to your call booking volume. And we've had so many cases of people booking literally 10, 20, 30 plus calls of singular lead magnets. We recently had a client who booked off 7 calls off his first lead magnet, all that went viral using the exact same tactics that we had described over here. We had another client who booked in around 24, 25 calls in the first week after his lead magnet that went absolutely viral. And we personally booked in 268 calls from posting lead magnets on LinkedIn in the last 90 days alone. So there you have it. It's the exact trick and it's the exact way to exploit the LinkedIn algorithm to go viral, to get a lead magnet in front of as many potential clients as possible, and then to convert them in the DMs or to naturally convert them through their own workflow into a booked call in your calendar. Now, if you want to know exactly how to create a lead magnet, I have another training which you can literally watch for free, and you can go down below and watch it. Or if you want to take LinkedIn seriously and you want my one-on-one support and guidance and help to basically install the lead magnet process, but also all the other flows that make LinkedIn such a crazy revenue source for B2B businesses, agencies, coaches, consultants, then all you need to do is watch the video down below. If it's correct for you, then you can then book a call with me and we'll have a chat.